What up? RPM Trey Vietnam in this bitch again. Javier Gabos in this bitch again.
Ooh, bang.
This gun shit is for everybody. If you don't understand that, you got a fucking problem. You got a cognitive problem. What we know for a damn sure is motherfuckers who want to dominate your life ain't gonna give a fuck about how you recognize your responsibility to protect yourself. They're actually hoping that you do all of this shit that the gun-hating government wants you to do. The bad guys in the government sound the same. You don't find that strange? That the next shooter and your favorite fucking politician, they both got that in common. That they don't want to see you with no gun, bruh. They don't want to see you with shit. They want to take them all. They damn sure don't want you to have none that you can fight very well with in defense of your shit against a tyrannical government, just like they just gave Ukraine all of these guns and money and shit in support of them not voting, not protesting, gave them that shit to say you gotta fight these motherfuckers off your ass because they trying to kill you. Good luck, nigga. That's what they did with them. Then they look over here at America with all these guns and then they go, y'all don't really need that shit and what you got to worry about. At the same time, they is poking China in the ribs with a fucking sharp stick and slapping Russia upside the back of the head every time they turn they back to antagonize two of the biggest rivals we can possibly imagine. That's crazy. China and Russia, they know how to fucking fight. They got shit going on, right? China got what? How many motherfuckers? Hey, cuz, you want to look this up? Let's look this up. We're going to see how many female active soldiers China got. Look that up. We're going to see how many female soldiers they got. The women. We're going to count them. Because China got a big population and their army, they take that strength and number shit seriously. Yo, Fake Mike Real News, he's supposed to share this live. Hopefully he's sharing it. If you was there, what's the zero for? What that mean? If you watching this, and you hear from Fake Mike Real News, ask me any questions you want. If you want to see how serious we really be out here with loaded AR-15s, level 4 plates in these carriers, all these extra magazines. Ain't nothing for play. That's real shit. Like, ain't nobody out here playing. This is how you expect for your government and your police to come to protect your life. You want somebody else to be this serious about protecting your life. You should be this serious about protecting your life. And we out here like that. We do these all the time. Open carry demonstrations. It's cold as fuck today. We did get out here and do a little something. I'm recording a new intro for the show and all that. Taking photos and trying to hype all the social media up and shit. If you want proof, I'll show you the AR in the back. If you want further proof, we'll get out here right now on the streets with our shit to prove it to anybody who want to ask questions, call any of this shit out.
Approximately 5% or less suggestions. Just 53,000 women serve in China's army.
53,000?
53,000.
53,000 women.
As of 2015.
As of 2015, they had
53,000.
53,000.
5% or less.
So that's heavy. That's a lot of women. The number of men is probably super crazy because they army big. They take that strength and numbers shit very seriously, right? So keep that in mind because we're gonna get back to that. But for those who might be new to what we got going on, want to call some shit out, I'm gonna tell you right now, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, this is where I live at. That's the courthouse right there. This corner that we at, I do open carries down here often. Right there at that arch, that piece of public art we got right there. The pig pen, the police station is right down there. We equal distance between the two of them. And we get out here with these guns and do open carry demos right here in front of their ass during their shift change. They walking from the courthouse to the police station, all that. They see us face to face. We get no problems. If they out there trying to shoot down black men just because they black, why they not doing us? Maybe the gun is the fucking answer. What we got right here? 2/3 of the People's Liberation Army is made up of its ground force, the equivalent of other military armies According to the U.S. Congressional Research Service, this amount is 1.6 million, making China's the largest army in the world. Right? 1.6 million. They're not playing. 1.6 million fighters? Come on, bro. Y'all ass bugging.
Yo, bro.
Y'all bugging. And while this is the enemy that could potentially want to get at us, might even catch us with our pants down if the fucking power of the national grid is either attacked or it fails under some natural disaster or some. Come on, man, listen. Don't let them set the pieces into place to create a nightmare for you while you sit by and cheer for them to do this. Stop cheering for that gun control shit. Find it very suspicious that something in a worst case scenario, hypothetical, could make China or Russia or the both of them have an easy opportunity, a golden opportunity to skip to Malu through the mainland of America, slaughtering shit if they catch us with our pants down when the national grid is fucked up and Biden or any other administration is successful in creating a rifle ban that will create tons of felons out of people who are right now chilling. Last year, we was chilling. 5 years before that, we was chilling. We always been cool, but they will make a bigger fight than we would ever have made for ourselves by trying to go after people who own a gun attached to this illusionary constitution that they want to rip out from under us like a fucking rug while they pretend to praise this shit and do nothing but attack it. Stop fucking playing, bro. Stop playing. Don't let them do that shit, bro. And real talk, if you really stood for what this country is supposed to be about, if you understood natural law in general about it being every man's right and responsibility to protect themselves against any initiation of force or violence, no matter where at all that it ever comes from, if anything could equal death to you when you don't deserve that shit, you're supposed to be able to say, fuck that, I can fight you back and I can fight you well if that's what you're trying to do. Good luck, motherfucker, because this is finna be a fight. You're not going to just roll over me. You're going to have to fight and win. Good luck. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. That's what the world is about. Is that self-preservation. Is nature's first law. The Second Amendment, I knew they was bullshit when they made it number 2. It's number 1, bro. First things first when I'm in this bitch. Nobody fucking touch me. That's rule number 1. And they fucking with it. And why they fucking with it, they go, hey, China getting mad at us, bro. They say they up next. They've been saying this shit for years. Russia mad, bro. They want us to stay the fuck out the way, calling us all kind of hypocrites and what we do over there in the Middle East and African nations where we fucking this shit up. Come on, bro. They watching us do this and then Russia go, fuck y'all mad at me for? What we did to Ukraine is the same shit America been doing to a lot of people. Y'all been stumping all over the plane with this bullshit. Man, just get the fuck out of my face. Do something. That's what Russia said to us. Fuck y'all gonna do about it? If these was niggas arguing like this in a bar, people would start getting the fuck up out of there. Y'all playing, man. Y'all playing fucking games. Sure, we have Second Amendment, but I have a loaded gun in my glove box. I'm going to jail. Where you live at, Bird's Eye Video? Where you live at, well, that's the problem. And that's what I'm saying, because, like, where you live at, Bird's Eye Video, wherever you live at, they will treat you like that. My state government think that they full of shit for doing that. But they won't go over there to help y'all. If you were to go to jail or be shot down on this Illinois. Bro, I'm from there. I vow to never live there again because Illinois is full of shit. Why they over there next door to the state that I'm in right now? I'm in Iowa. Why y'all are next door being treated like that? A cop can see me with this bitch. Extended magazine. There's nothing he can do to stop me. It can be loaded like this, bro. One in the fucking chamber. They can't say shit to me. They expect it. They have to expect it. Glaring contradiction to what Iowa believes is wholeheartedly that they are doing the Constitution in a way that it's supposed to be. And Iowa sitting back letting Illinois do that shit to y'all. threaten y'all to ever cross that line, because then they would treat you like something. If you had a loaded fucking gun in your glove box, you would go to jail. What if you go, nah, I'm trying to be like Trey, fuck that. And you stand on that. I can stand on it over here and get hugs from strangers and waves from police officers while we watch police treat you like a rattlesnake, while I'm over here in front of everybody going, you don't gotta act like that, things will still be okay. That doesn't equal danger or a threat to anybody else that he rocking like that, and I'm proving it. Over and over and over again, we prove that shit. Any place that won't let you rock like that, we are proving that they fucking up. Because you can come out here hard, and people ask me, like, what's with the mask, and what's with the abrasive language, and what's with, because I want y'all to see, I want the world to see that you have a right to be aggressive in defense. That defense might look intimidating and aggressive, and you're gonna have to let that go. You gotta not be so fearful of that, because it doesn't mean danger to you, it means danger to whoever intends on harming innocent people. That's what it means. And as soon as I know that's where my heart is at, I don't have to watch my language. I don't have to avoid calling out bullies. I don't have to rock my shit with a naked fucking chamber. I get to rock one in the chamber. I get to open carry my shit if I want to. All of that, bro. The open carry demonstrations is proving all that to be natural, legal, and lawful, and it can exist and be void of malicious intent upon anybody outside of creating a victim out of me to get that response from me. You got to do all of that, and we proving that. That's why I go so hard to be like, oh, I sound abrasive, aggressive, I look kind of dangerous. Ha! Still hugging, still never hurt nobody. You need to accept all of that. You got to see it all. Just like that. Because me talking the way I talk and acting the way I act and shit, the way we doing this shit, this ain't supposed to scare you. There's supposed to be a healthy expectation that the heroes, the people who wish to defend only, to do no harm to nobody who ain't never did nothing to them, we supposed to be able to be aggressive, save all of our energy for the bad guys, and no one else would ever get this energy from us. We supposed to be able to do that and be proud of it and be aggressive with it, knowing that's where we coming from. Because honestly, in all honesty, man, a show of arms can at least bring some level of understanding to any conflict that would ever come in me and cuz. When we coming out here the way we coming, meaning all of the love, with good intentions towards everybody, to only thank you, Fake Mike Real News, for sharing this shit. Hopefully more people come in and check it out, like right now too, while we rocking this shit. But we want people to see everything that we coming with and expect that good guys are going to be like passionate. They're going to be aggressive as fuck in defense. We're going to want to call out the bullies. And then when we coming out here with all this love, what this is really helping, really in a show of arms, if you want to take it that way, what we're doing, what we're saying is, just know that whoever won't smoke with us, after all of these hugs, all of these waves, all of this love and support and understanding, while we are being as aggressive as we can be with this shit in the idea of defense, whoever still won't smoke, how is they not the bad guy? Just know that they must be fucking up. Because ain't nobody never really felt like they needed to run down on us or that we was the aggressor. That we are not to be hugged or trusted or respected or understood at all. We've been proving that over and over again. Every time we come out here, it's another tally on in the idea that people understand us, that we can and should act the way we do, that defense is the only thing that we ever need to fucking explain to anybody. Illinois right now, what a bitch ass state. With the second term ahead, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker aims to ban AR-15s like a bitch. Look at this motherfucker. He looks like a hypocritical, greedy, pussy ass, pompous asshole who believes
everybody need to get out of Illinois.
Get the fuck out of Illinois. We need a mass exodus.
He would say that after everybody been getting shot like that. Why would you ban the AR-15 when most people been getting shot with pistols?
Most people getting shot with pistols. He went straight to the AR-15 like a bitch, like a puppy, because he's told to do that. Any sign of any gun violence at all, people go get rid of the AR-15s, and that's crazy. 65% of the fucking gun deaths in this country are coming from people self-checking out. Who the fuck gonna self-check out with an AR? We got a self-checkout problem, and the AR is probably not behind a majority of them. What the fuck is going on when they can convince you to act like that about gun violence when 65% of it is the fact that so many people don't want to fucking be alive, they don't want to be here, that they self-check out. That's the problem. That's the problem. We need to address that. Nobody's doing that with an AR-15, so don't even count the AR-15 in the middle of that shit. The number of people that are killed with an AR-15 every year is how many, cuz? Check that out. How many people get killed with an AR-15 a year? It's less than the number of people that get killed with hands and feet. Because hands and feet, everybody walking around here with. People take alcohol and mix it with this aggression, something wrong in your mind, right? And you know that that's what it is. Emotional trauma leads to these thoughts of wanting to check out. We got to address that. A car is already a deadly weapon. Hell yeah. Sometimes they mix it with the alcohol, which they tried to prohibit, and then they went back on that like, damn, that was a dangerous, stupid idea to even try to control what it is y'all doing. Whatever dangers you find in alcohol, to each his own. Good luck. Use it responsibly, and if you fuck it up, we'll get you later. That's what they did after they tried to prohibit alcohol, and then they went back on it and said, fuck it, y'all had y'all fun with that shit, right? Cars with all this fucking horsepower. Alcohol is easily accessible by minors and everybody, and we know that to be true too, and they still won't try to prohibit alcohol again. And then they come together with cars, and that still don't make them say limit the number of horsepower these vehicles can have, because they all can exceed every posted speed limit. Why are we doing this? And people mix it with the alcohol, and then children die in drunk driving accidents, and they ain't got no responsibility in the idea of alcohol or driving a motor vehicle for them to be the victims of the shit. All these kids is dying. Ban that alcohol. They ain't gonna never do that. People die from that shit. They go, hey, you want to make an omelet? You got to break some eggs. Y'all accept all of the death of that. They don't care how many kids die in drunk driving accidents. They're not gonna never care. They're never gonna minimize the number of horsepower or prohibit alcohol. And we know that, right? You talk about the AR-15, how many people die from the shit, how many kids actually die from it, because it ain't even a lot of kids dying from the shit. All this shit is staged anyway for them to try to get this response out of you with the fucking Hegelian dialectic. So I'm not even fucking dumb in regards to that, but even if you gave any credence to the bullshit that they talking about, they still fall short, because more people die from hands and feet than they do with the AR-15.
It don't say as far as 2000. It don't say as far as 2022, but in 2018, 297 people died from rifles.
297 people died from rifles in what year?
2018.
In 2018.
In 2018, 1,500 people died from knives or cutting instruments.
1,500 people died the same year from knives or cutting instruments, meaning axes. Because people go that crazy, they hit you with an axe, bro.
443 people died from blunt objects. And 672 people died from personal weapons, hands, fists, feet, etc.
How many people was that?
672.
672 died from hands and feet.
So 297 died from rifles. This is
But
2018.
But 297 died from rifles in 2018.
So
you see what I'm saying?
Ban people feet and
nope.
hands?
Nope. As a matter of fact, if you really wanted to pay true respect to the idea of personal defense outside of potentially having to fight a fucking revolution, what you will be doing to make yourself extra dangerous is taking boxing classes, because now you are aligning yourself with the bigger body count. Take a mixed martial arts class. Now you aligning yourself with the bigger body count.
The knives and cutting objects is way more than all. Is 1,500.
1,500 outdo both of them. You can take hands and feet and the AR-15, and a guy standing there with a knife go, I'll represent the bigger body count. When you put the rifle and hands and feet together, they still can't beat the guy with the knife for the higher body count. So find it suspicious when Biden is saying something that doesn't make any sense, and it will make Russia very happy.
Hell, when you go to jail, you ain't got no guns in them, but people still get sliced and cut and die and bleed out.
In maximum security prisons, ain't no guns in there.
Death, all type of shit.
Even corrections officers inside the prisons, they don't arm themselves. What if somebody get that gun from them type shit? You know what I'm saying? So they won't even do it inside their own walls. But you know what's crazy? The absence of guns inside that place will not make you go, whew, that's a safe place to raise my kids.
Exactly.
In the maximum security prison where ain't no guns. See what I'm saying? The perspective that y'all got on how things need to be and what's going on, especially when you can't keep a global picture in mind, because the government is keeping a global picture. Other governments and any wise person on planet Earth will be trying to very much keep tabs on the global picture, the global story, the global unfolding, or whatever the fuck we got going on. And when you do that, you will realize that somebody trying to get that AR-15 out of your fucking hands, they sound like an op or they are dangerously stupid. But it's one or the other.
They automatically out.
They're automatically out, because if your danger, if your stupidity and your ignorance can lead me down the path to be run over, to be a victim, to stand in front of a fucking freight train of madness while the world flexes the biggest guns that the world has ever seen with this nuclear conflict that they worried about. Not only that, these weapons are being held by the people with the biggest body counts, governments of the world. They got the biggest weapons with the highest body count. It's very easy to see that they are way more dangerous than what me and Cuz would ever be. How? How could we ever do to the world what they doing? With our ideologies and our AR-15s and all these guns and shit. Look at this. One in the chamber. Extended mag. If you live someplace where they got a magazine ban, that's stupid. Magazine capacity laws and shit are unconstitutional. I can already have the gun, and you mad that I can fucking pop off 33 of these rounds out this motherfucking Glock without reloading? If you kept me to a 10-round mag and I honored that, but somehow I wanted to commit mass atrocities on strangers out in public for no reason, if I honored the fucking magazine thing, I would probably honor the fact that I shouldn't shoot at people out in public. I would honor that probably. And there's some way, somehow I didn't, and all I had was a 10-round magazine. I would just practice on how to reload it, and I would just bring 10 of the 10-round magazines. Now I got 100 rounds, and people are scared of running, and I'm the only one that has it, because these fucking gun-free zones is where people get their shit off at. Let's stop playing. The people would just do that. You know you're not stopping nothing. What it looks like you're tampering with is that you're shaving off the angles that people would have, not in self-defense, so to speak, but in how well they can defend themselves, particularly in an urban war environment. That's why the ATF is worried about the length of my AR-15. They don't care about how many rounds I got in my house. They want to get to that because they got to boil the frog. They can't just turn the heat all the way up and think that frog gonna stay in there and stay put. He gonna get his ass up out of there. So they don't want the heat up on you that high. That's why they tiptoeing through the shit. But everything that they doing, including the ultimate goal that they have to get everybody who willing to listen to them to give that gun up. That way when shit goes crazy, the only people are left are criminals, the people who have made themselves criminals by holding on to their shit, or law enforcement and other people. And if they can get a great majority of us to lay down off of what they say, that way they know that when the fight is on, there's less of us to fight. That's what they're doing.
It's the best representation of it. Yeah.
I know y'all seen this meme before. This shit says, I turned my gun in to help fight gun violence. And then this motherfucker asked him, did you cut your dick off to help fight rape? And he looks at him and frowns. And it's the absolute truth. And I've said this before on live streams. I've said this before. I don't give a damn how closely related it is. It can be cuz, it can be my own son, it can be my own father. I don't care what none of them do. You can't force responsibility of what they did onto me. That if one of them commits a act of sexual violence, that we all got to be registered on the sex offender registry. Untrue. You wouldn't even expect that. Even if you was like, well, Trey, it was your son that did that, and you kind of responsible for raising him, and he kind of went. It can be that close in relation and responsibility, and you still can't make me go under punishment of what my son might do. Don't make no sense. I can't be blamed for that. There's no way something that somebody else does with a firearm means that I got to take the blame for it, and you know that. Because if you want to play that shit by trying to blanket blame everybody for what somebody, it stays anyway. Even if you give it credit for the official stories in all these places, it still wouldn't matter. That's why I love what we own so much. This is why I believe this is where the truth really at. Because outside of the game that they playing, I already know they bullshit is easy. You can step inside their game and realize that even inside their own game, they still bullshitting. Because it don't make no sense to even considering these staged events, because all that shit staged, even considering the legitimacy of a staged event, it still wouldn't make sense for me to be blamed for some shit I didn't do. Period. And I don't give a fuck how many people that they smoke with this AR-15 somewhere. It don't matter. If you can convince me to obey you off you saying that there's now an AR-15 ban, give it up. If you were able to convince me by saying that for me to give it up, you probably could have convinced me not to shoot at somebody's kids, bro. You got to understand that when I say that it's way too simple. So what else could they possibly be trying to get out of saying this? Because I can't make the shit make sense, bro. I be trying to get them credit. I try to put myself in a position and I say, what is it that you're trying to get? What is it that you really mean? What is it that you want from me? And you sound like you want what an op would want from me, man. It's for me to disarm myself because your government, the next shooter, an invading country, and your favorite politician, they all want you to not have that AR-15, and you should distrust every one of them. Every one of them categories, you should go, well, I don't trust you. Why they all saying it at the same time too? Biden wants you to not have the AR-15. China would love it if you didn't have it. They've said it that they would love for us to not have it. They've said it. And who else wants you to not have that shit? The next shooter. Beto O'Rourke, what a bitch. What a pussy. Man, for real talk, I would, man, boy, you better. Man, there's movies and stuff out there like with the zombie apocalypse movies and the Purge apocalypse movies, which really kind of make me feel like that's a step away from the zombie thing. All of a sudden, people who you're supposed to have this care and respect for their life and shit, all of a sudden becomes under fire, literally, with this. Yeah, the Purge and zombie movies, they give me similar vibes, right? But whether it be a zombie apocalypse or a Purge, man, it's some people that better stay the fuck out the way, bro, for real. Because, man, y'all begging for it. Begging for it right now, man. I can't believe that y'all say this shit, the hurtful shit that y'all say about something that y'all pretend to honor with this gun hating shit. Take an oath of office to protect the Second Amendment and the rest of the Constitution, and then they step right into it and verbally violate all that shit. And why do you even get to verbally say that shit? This is my analogy for that shit. If you swing on a police officer and miss, punch don't even connect, I bet you go to jail for assault on a police officer. They don't even want you trying. If they swing and a miss on a Second Amendment by attempting to pass a gun regulation that they say, no, we put that to a vote and it can't pass because we all believe, or enough of us believe, that would be unconstitutional, they need to make the next step is to place under arrest whoever tried that shit. Am I wrong for saying that? Because it would definitely teach people, if you want to try some gun regulation, you better get your fucking ducks in a row and make sure that when you open your fucking mouth, especially presenting shit on fucking legal paper that you think you're going to hold, a government gun to the heads of the people that you're supposed to be protecting after you write that shit, you better make sure that what you fucking say and what you write better be good. Because the swing and the miss is going to get you locked the fuck up. If you do that, nobody touches the Second Amendment unless they are pretty damn sure that what they got to say is on point and on par and legit. You can make them be legit. You can scare them from being illegitimate with their shit, bro. Listen, why am I coming up with this stuff and nobody else is doing it? Because all of the people that make the shit move and shake like it the way it is. They want the right to bear arms and to protect yourself, to be under fire. all the time. If they honestly wanted that to not be the topic, for you not to have to fear that, for the Second Amendment and the rest of the Constitution to be honored, they will say what I just said and say, man, whoever bring that shit up, yo, we arresting off a swing and a miss. Don't try that shit. You better be right. Good luck. You swing on a cop and miss, you going to jail. So there's enough contradiction in simple observation of what the fuck be going on with this shit that I say fuck them, and I think that I'm right when I say fuck them. And I think it's funny when people can't vibe with me when they don't understand. Edward, what's up, Edward? I seen he said hi. Sammy Torre says the UN, United Nations, I think they would come in here. The United Nations will be collaboration of lots of foreign military personnel. They will come in here. There will be a language barrier, which we've seen play out in warfare in other countries when they get invaded. We've been a part of that. That's why if you pay attention to the shit and you get off your high horse thinking that America cannot fall victim to that, you will see that some of the shit they are putting in place will be the perfect recipe for a shit stew of horror on the mainland America. Because I think they want to do us the way they do everybody else, because that's how they subdue other countries. Debt, and we got that. Disarmament, they're working on that. Is that country putting the overall agenda at jeopardy by its existence? We see them take other countries in that way, and then they fuck them the fuck up. We see it. America is in the way, bruh. The debt, they've been saying China is up next for years. Everybody posturing. If you want to tell me that this don't look like something, then man, take heed to what I'm saying. If you disagree, I want a thorough political and logical explanation of what it is that I'm saying that we might need to worry about, that we need to protect against. And what I'm saying is so off the mark that I sound silly, like I'm off in la la land about the shit that I'm saying. Explain it thoroughly. Be very clear, and quote me too if you can about something I said, and then address me directly, because I never really get any of that. Otherwise, get on board. And you simply do that by not being nobody's fool, trying to be very aware of what it is going on. Take very seriously what everybody says. And the closer we get to a fight that you ain't got nothing to do with, the madder you should get about the fact that somebody's marching you into a fight that you're not going to make it out of and that you ain't got nothing to do with. I take that shit personally, bruh. As soon as people go, oh, nuclear conflict with Russia, oh no, and I'm offended. And whoever got their hand over the red button, fuck you. Fuck is you talking about? All of these people who can potentially make the choice to ignite nuclear conflict, I think everybody in all of these countries that are in position to make that choice, they should all be arrested right now. Make them stop, slow down, stop right now. Now that we got this under control, that the people who claim to have power to make this choice, none of them are even fucking, they're all under custody. They're all in custody. Nobody's there to make the choice. Now everybody chill out. Now examine how they got them weapons. Did they break any laws to make them weapons? If they committed any crimes to obtain the power to get those weapons, then that counts, even if they want to hide behind the illusion that they have the legal right or responsibility to own or manufacture or house or even use these weapons. Fuck all of that shit. Take all that shit someplace else. You're under arrest. And you better hope that there's no crime linked to any of this manifesting in the way that it has. Because if so, then you all just be under arrest, tried, and in prison, possibly even put to death if anything has violated the Geneva Codes, your own country's constitution and legal shit. All of that, bruh. Every law that you would throw at anybody else for any fucking reason at all is now upon you. You better be squeaky clean, or else why would we ever honor you or respect you in a position to call the shots on a potential nuclear conflict that involves a bunch of people that don't even know what's going on, man, from the gap in education to classified information that drives your shit that you won't even tell the soldiers that you point the finger past to tell them, go there and die. Yeah, it's that deep. That's how far y'all go with y'all punk shit. It's that crazy. And everybody just sitting back letting these guys do this over the red button. No whammies, no whammies. Stop. And then they hit the button to see who's going to drop the ball first. Who gonna drop the bomb on y'all asses first? Who gonna spark that shit? Who gonna start that fight, bro? And I'm telling you, man, the pieces are in order. There's shit in line. That in the worst case scenario, the gun grab that's up in the air, threat to the national energy grid is always a problem. China and Russia, who have the power to strike and invade, with 1.6 million armed, active military soldiers. Yo, China not to be fucked with. I think if they wanted to bring some smoke, I think they could. They could wash a wave of fucking terror over this country. They can catch us with our pants down, no lights on, and an administrative branch or branches of state and local governments are able to put the chokehold on us about these guns. Just a hypothetical should be enough to make you say, we looking at the crime stats, including suicide, to be part of the problem. I really hate to say that word. Self-checkout is the term that I came up with for that. I'm gonna try not to say that word. That should be getting people shit flagged and shit. Cause I say that word on my stream and then they like, didn't I just see a banger in his hand too in the video? And gone. And then they do that type shit. But self-checkout is the problem. Consider the whole story. Consider the global story of what this picture they're trying to paint for you. And just imagine yourself being full of love, wanting all the kids to be safe and well protected by law enforcement. Get the fuck out of here. You want them to be protected, period. You don't really care who protects them. You know damn well if you care about the kids, you just want them to be protected. They don't need a badge or a uniform to protect the kids, so stop that shit. But you just want the kids to be protected. You want all of this fluffy, lovey-dovey shit and then look at the world and just say, what could potentially make a horror story for me where I don't get none of the shit that I say that I want? You let the governments take these guns from people, you're gonna get a nightmare. You allow the people with their hands over the red button to remain there, you're gonna get a nightmare because they're gonna do what they want to do with that. Cry all you want to, vote all you want to, they just gonna do what they want. Yeah, I think you gotta tell the people to get the fuck out of there. Tell them to back away from the button, get away from there. Nobody make no choice to do nothing. Everybody fucking stand still and wait a minute. Just slow down. Tell them to do that. There's nothing wrong with telling them to do that. Nightmare. Yeah, nightmare with a K. Because I am that answer to the American dream. That it is a nightmare and it's going to take some heroism to face that truth and then be willing to actually do something about it. And what you need to do about it is so verbal and so powerful that it's more than enough to shake it up. And you can tell that words are powerful because they censor people all the time off of what it is they're saying. That's why I do believe that first things first, say all of the right shit that they don't want you to say. Because I think you can fuck their game up by saying the right shit and you can tell. So say all the right stuff. The AR-15, the Glock and all of that shit, all of this shit right here, this is for what you got, cuz? Oh, gang.
Smith & Wesson M&P, 2.0.
M&P 2.0, all that. That's the side shit. That's the emergency side shit. The AR-15 is where it's really at. You got to honor and respect that shit, boy, because it's all defense. And for you to not want people to have this shit, you're crazy. You crazy, yo. Imagine nobody having it. And then the government telling you, you know what, about them, the little prick in your vein when they find your shit and tap your shit and find it, and then find that because they think they want to make you feel better because you might not be acting like you sick, but maybe you could be and you don't even know it. And we're just gonna give you the yeah. When they want to do that, if they get all of the guns out of here, they might just go, we're not asking you, we're telling you now, so go. And then they do that, and then the lights go off, and then there's a conflict with China and Russia, and then all of a sudden there's a wave of fucking foot soldiers and planes going overhead, and then all of a sudden we look like an old fucking Vietnam movie. We look like that. And then you're gonna say, where's Trey with all the guns? My kids are scared and crying. Then you're gonna look for us. Then you're gonna wonder where we at. You need to keep this type shit, all of this, and then maintain your good heart and say, I'm not gonna hurt nobody, bro. I only want the worst case scenario to not come to me so easily. Worst case scenario is gonna have to, good luck, motherfucker. Good luck, worst case scenario. Get ready for that and bring your good heart, and then just be ready for the bad stuff and go, I hope that shit don't ever happen like that. Damn sure don't look the other way when you see people posturing to make this fucking nightmare come true. Why would you sit back and let them do that shit? Don't let them say shit about your gun, bro. What fucking sense does it make at all, ever, for you to praise them for writing the Second Amendment? As if that was a saving grace to keep this country the way it is, to maintain true liberty and freedom, right? That's supposed to be such a powerful, beautiful thing. And then they write that shit and then they put it into the hands of the domestic enemy that they warned you about, and then they say, forever fight them about it for 250 years. Fight them about that shit? I gave y'all the key, but I passed it to them because I intended on you fighting them over it for 250 years. They're not gonna give government the power to tell you if you can fight the tyrannical government or not. I believe the Constitution was never meant for them to say a fucking word to us about any of it. It's not supposed to be up for debate no more. Period. If so, then they set us up, fuck them, and the proof is in the pudding because we still fighting. Still got to argue with motherfuckers about the shit. Why am I still talking to y'all about it? It's a natural right anyway, but they have you put all your passion into the paper. Called it an amendment, which means that it can be changed. So they, when they manipulate it and change it, then they go, how many of them did we get out of the way? 85% of them stepped out the way so we can fight them easily? Nice. Good. Ha 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 ha. Evil laugh type shit. The founding forefathers set us the fuck up. My IG is RPM Trey Vietnam. It's RPM _ Trey _ Vietnam. But if you type in RPM Trey, that shit pop up regardless. Run that. Run my fucking IG up. Run my YouTube up. I need to make another YouTube before they ban my shit. A lot of people out here talking that good shit. I'm with that Gematria shit. Let's not forget that. Go check out Gematria Effect News 22, 23, 24, 25, and Gematria Effect Sports. Subscribe to all of that shit, because that's the fucking skeleton key to all the mysteries of your pain and your suffering and your enslavement in America. But I do believe out of all of the gun rights activists out there, they all still leaning on the Second Amendment. And if they're a gun right activist and they lean on the Second Amendment, I believe I am a tier above all of them niggas, and I don't care who they is. You can name any of the famous ones that you want to. I love all them niggas. I would love to link with them. But I do believe, I don't care how famous and how likable they are, I am a step above all of their asses, because we not leaning on no Second Amendment over here about nothing. That shit was inspired by the recognition of a natural right to do this. We don't need them about nothing. If they would have never written this shit down, it would already still be true that I got a right to defend myself against anybody who initiates force of violence upon me with whatever I can fucking get my hands on, and it don't matter. All I have to do is act in defense. And if I'm not acting in defense, there is a natural law waiting for my ass. Natural rights, laws, and repercussions is all we ever needed. If they wipe their ass with the Second Amendment, throw it in the toilet, flush it, set the house on fire, it's already too late. It's still true regardless. Even to countries that never wrote the Second Amendment, those people are human beings and they have the same right that I got. They've just been fooled and beaten out of it. It's already true. Globally, it's true, bro. It's a global truth already. The gun shit is for everybody. It's a natural fucking right, and nobody needs to write shit for it to be true, period. So that means if somebody want to try and trick me out of it, it's too late. I see you and you can't trick me out of it. You're going to have to fight me. And if they want to fight me about it, you the aggressor, because I never meant to hurt anybody, and you're going to have to start that fight for that to ever be a fight. I'm going to return fire. Return fire. Return fire. Never initiate, but returning fire is every man's right, period. I don't give a fuck where you come from or what you talking about, what oath of office you took, what badge you got, uniform, none of that shit matter. Ain't no argument to it or nothing. You can't even talk me out of it. Ain't no argument. I want to hear one. What to make what the fuck I said untrue. That whoever start the fight with me is going to get the click, click, bang, bang into the motherfucker's empty, reload. It'll be that, all of that, if that's what you want, when I know I'm not going to start no fight with you. I'm only talking to the people who intend to start a fight. I don't know how that's wrong. It ain't wrong. It ain't never wrong. If we was out here all naked, you would see that anybody who started the fight with me, regardless of where they say they came from, must be in the wrong when you see it unfolded. We was all out here naked. Period. Imagine that. Let's say we all had to wear all black. All black everything. Society had the whole thing. Fuck the naked thing. Because if we was out here naked, I'm going to look like the bigger man. Pun intended. Pun intended. Fuck out of here. I'm bringing all that energy too. Believe that. It's all that. But if we was out here all dressed the same or naked or whatever, where you cannot distinguish one man from another. You can only rely on the actions of man in these interactions between men. If you saw that, you would think a cop that came up here and knocked on my fucking window and said, show me where you live at, and I need proof that this is really you. You got something that's got your name on it? That's got your picture next to it so that I know it's you? Is this where you live right now? Right now, right now. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, let me talk to you about something. I need you to sign this to promise to give me money so I can forgive you and pretend like it never happened. Some offense that you have committed, and I caught you. So you did offend some shit. Money will fix it, and after you pay the money, I will pretend like it never happened. I won't hold the grudge forever. We'll pretend like it never happened. If he did that and we were all dressed the same, you would go, Trey, shoot this nigga. But then I got this on. And then he got this shiny piece of metal that he got pinned to this fucking ugly ass polyester uniform that I would never wear. He come with that, and then you go, no, let him do that, Trey, or else you wrong. Nah, y'all crazy. I think you got a problem. I think you got a serious problem. It's ignorance that becomes deadly. How many people have interacted with police officers and had that be the end of their life? With the interaction with police officers. That's tragic as fuck. They're supposed to be out here protecting. But they out here acting like they the boss. They're supposed to be protecting me. But then they act like they the boss of me. Are you crazy? If my bodyguard shook me down for $200 every few months or whatever, I would be like, nigga, you fired. The first time you try that. My bodyguard would be fucking fired. That might turn into a shootout. My bodyguard pull a gun on me and go, hey man, listen, I need this $200 right now. And then they get the $200 and he show up to protect me tomorrow. I look at him like he crazy. I'm like, you are a psycho. You a psycho, bro. Stay away from me. You're supposed to be the protection. Police get out here supposed to be the protection. And he'd pull a call and go, hey man, I'm supposed to be out here protecting you, but what I realized, I don't like the way you're driving, so you owe me $200 now. I know your kids could use this, the holiday season coming up. Your car's a piece of shit.
They the mob.
Yeah. Okay, who is this nigga? Boy. I almost...
Folks was about to get his ass blinked up.
Okay. Hey, this nigga walked down this whole block and decided to cross the street, not even at the corner. He running towards the car, hand in his pocket. I could see he had his phone in his pocket. We had his hand in his pocket. I had to put my phone down, roll my window down, because I didn't want to break the glass. Boy, you better chill out, boy. You better keep your hands in your pocket, boy. Hey, but you know what's crazy, though? It be like that, though. When we do what we do, sometimes you got to kind of be like, man, I don't know if I trust motherfuckers around me, bro. They censoring my shit, of course. We had this run-in in Austin, Texas, like I've been telling y'all about. I'm going to give y'all a whole thorough video on that some other time. I believe that we might have been set up, possibly. When I tell y'all the story in the details, you'll be like, that kind of looks like if it was going to be a setup, that's how it would happen. Even if you come to the conclusion that maybe I wasn't, you would at least be like, damn, that looked pretty close to a fucking recipe for a setup. You'll see.
Yeah, that was some trippy shit.
No paranoia involved. You will see when I tell the story. Y'all gonna be like, damn, bro. Trey, be safe, man. We think they might want you. They might want to shut you up, bro. It sound like that. It sound like an attempt to shut us up. But yo, man, who got anybody got any questions, man? It's past lunchtime, boy. We hungry in this bitch. Shout out to Vivian's, the soul food place here in Cedar Rapids. I love their food. If you in Cedar Rapids or ever around Cedar Rapids at all, you want some good soul food, man. It's a family-owned business called Vivian's.
Fire.
It's fire. You will love it. I swear it tastes like 2001 Thanksgiving at Grandma's house. Like back in the day when Granny still had the energy to rock that shit and she was doing it. I was coming home from college. She was trying to throw down. She was happy to see me, ain't seen me in months or whatever. Thanksgiving was on point. Like that's what Vivian's make you feel like, man. A day is good, man. Check out Vivian's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, soul food place. Let me see what they say here. What level? Oh, hey, 3+ is enough, but these is level 4. I rock with the 3+ though. I think I got one set of 3+, and I think I'm about to get some soft body armor, rifle rated soft body armor to make these open carries much more comfortable. I can cartwheel down the street with that lightweight shit, rifle rated, and that's dope. It's gonna cost a pretty penny, but I think I should do that. Because I got a few ideas for some extended open carry demos. I've been thinking about possibly fasting in the name of, gun rights or whatever. It'd be good for my health to fast, and in honor of that type of shit, I might do that. Maybe I'll fast until I can get a certain percentage of police in Cedar Rapids to interview me or to say on camera that they will not go along with an attempt to confiscate. Maybe I'll be like, I'm gonna fast until I get a certain percentage of them to tell me on camera that they're not gonna do that. That might be a good video or two to do in the future. I was thinking about walking from one side of town to the other for my open carry, literally walking. And it's a stretch. I can't remember how many miles it is, but it's gonna be a workout to do that. I might do that one day. So lightweight carriers, yeah, I might need to get on that. I still need to do a gun collection video, but I got some upgrades and possibly another purchase. Shouldn't buy another fucking gun, bro. I can point a gun out of every fucking window in my house, bro. I got too many.
This nigga ain't never gonna do a gun collection video.
I'm gonna do the gun collection video. I've been saying it for a while. I'm gonna do it though. This is what my problem is. I want to be so picky. I want to be like, oh, let me get my Olight. Let me do this, and let me get the other trigger for my XD before I do it. Man, I'm just gonna do the video and then show y'all updates to the weapons. I'm gonna do the video. Cuz be on my ass. I'm gonna do the video though. Yeah, man, we got a lot of ideas for some future videos, man. Some of these videos can be done indoors too, man. So when the winter really hitting, we know we can't get out here like that, then I'll be trying to keep y'all entertained and talk my shit and all of that. Angel, what's up, Angel? Angel always in the shit. Did you see the event that took place in Massachusetts last year on the highway? What was that? What was that specifically?
When all them black dudes
Rise of the Moors?
jammed up. Yeah, they said they still in jail for that shit, I heard.
Oh shit, hold on. Yo, I tapped the screen and put Rise of the Moors in timeout. How do I get them out of that? You don't know how to do that, cuz? Hey, bro, that was an accident. Rise of the Moors, I dig your screen name and all that. What I gotta do?
One of your mods is...
Hey, can one of my mods tell me how to replace Moors? I did not mean to delete your... Man, what the fuck? I was trying to get to the chats. Share, save highlights. I'm seeing my 3 dot options over here, and I don't see... And I don't see no option. Yo, Rise of the Moors, what was that you were saying? Oh, the highway event, right? What happened, cuz? Because I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know.
I don't think I do.
I just know they got jammed up on the highway. Like
some black gun owners?
Yeah, like they was going somewhere, bro. They got jammed up on the highway by the police. And they took them to jail, and I think they still in jail.
And they still in jail?
I think so.
Okay, so these niggas they actually got arrested and all type of shit. Ain't got taken to jail, and they might still be in jail.
Yeah, you can have to look that shit up. I'm
gonna look that up. So they holding political prisoners, basically, for political reasons or whatever. If they ain't broken no laws, then they was like just off that. They can try that shit with me if they want, man. But see, this is the level of conflict
especially
that I have
out there on the East Coast. That shit's some bullshit.
And what's crazy about the East Coast is that's where all of the original colonies, the original 13 colonies out there. The foundation of this American experiment with the Constitution and the true freedom, and the reach for true freedom, the attempt, the illusion of the true freedom, whatever you want to call it. That was the spawn of all of that. The original 13 colonies, and how many of them don't even rock with gun shit the way they supposed to? See? New York is a shining example of how you can go from the original 13 colonies to being an archetype of tyranny, with the economic hold that they have on on New York and with the high cost of living, which is just a reflection of the inflation and all of the flaws in the international banking system with the fractional banking and this whole scheme that they have, this big ass fucking pyramid scheme about the money. New York is the epitome of all that shit, bro. With their gun hate and all of that shit. And then they got Lady Liberty out there, who is really ICE, a representation of ISIS or whatever. Come on, man. Waving her son in. Yeah, come on in. As they take all of this Egyptian knowledge and flip it for their own shit. When you see a pyramid on the American dollar, you gotta ask yourself, why is the people in control of something that powerful aligning themselves with that type of shit? Because if a foreign currency had the St. Louis arch on it, I would wonder what the fuck they got to do with St. Louis. And you would have to imply a very deep connection between whatever this country is and whatever the fuck will make them put the St. Louis arch on their fucking money. You know, stop playing the games. Like, pay attention to all this shit and then hold them accountable for what it even looks like until you know better. You almost gotta assume the worst with all of them with that. But what I hate the most is, even though I do believe that I am abrasive and I try to be frank and 100 in the shit that we really be saying out here, I am holding back. There's other shit that I would really like to say that it's kind of hard to put in words how I want to say this, because people just take a lot of stuff as being threatening, man. But I will try to dance around what I'm trying to say with whatever happened on the Moors, the rise of the Moors. My fault, bro. I don't know what the fuck happened, and I hope that whatever I did to mute your shit wasn't permanent. Hit my IG, bro. My IG is RPM_Trey_Vietnam. Very similar to my YouTube name here. Hit me there so we can link there, and I'm gonna work on making sure that you can get back in the chats if somehow this was a permanent thing or whatever the fuck I did. My apologies, bro. You had a good point, a good question about that shit. I didn't even know about that. Now I gotta look up on it, and let me speak on that by saying, if those brothers were arrested wrongfully, disarmed and imprisoned wrongfully, just for being what it was that they were trying to be, that they were standing for and representing, it only seems fair to me that if I was watching a movie and this was happening, that I would expect, root for, and wish for them to stand up against the initiation of that kind of force and violence when they are harming nobody, did nothing wrong. That if they were arrested in that way for political reasons, to quiet their message so that it doesn't spread because it might pose a threat to the status quo, I would wish, if watching the movie, that they would have opened fire and shot at their oppressors. That's what I would expect the movie to be like. If I was watching this movie, I'd be like, they're gonna start shooting, and then they're gonna play the music in the background, because the hero is fucking rising as they slowly emerge from these cars, dumping, opening fire. That's what I expect a Quentin Tarantino movie to look like. So let that be whatever that's supposed to be. But I'm telling you, man, I see some power in really people really coming together, recognizing where the real danger is at, and then saying, oh, we know that there's no way out of this. Either we lay down when y'all approach us to let y'all win and stifle the movement, or we stand on our movement and go, and we'll shoot at y'all. It's something about that shit that seems very cinematic. Like a movie, a good movie will have to entertain you by doing that, so that the story will propel in the direction of the protagonist winning the fucking battle. There's no other way for the protagonist to win the battle. For him to stand up in this fucking moment in the film and return fire at his captives, man, to fucking stand up for whatever the truth really is, man. For real. I followed you on IG and messaged you. Thank you. You are now back in the chat here too. I don't know if somebody fixed that or if it was a temporary thing or whatever. But it said timeout. It didn't say delete or remove. So that was weird. I didn't know you can even do that. What's the point of shushing somebody for 3 minutes? That's weird.
So weird ass. Just want to control some shit.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't want to censor shit. The only thing I want to censor on my shit is sex bots cluttering my shit with dating apps and links and shit all in the comments, or people who are maybe threatening. But I never really get no threats anyway. Ain't nobody gonna fucking threaten me. Anybody who threatened me, especially like I said, with all the love and kindness and desire to see other people arm themselves in protection, how is it that I could ever be against the public at large, random people, strangers, anybody, if what it is that we're doing is attempting to raise awareness and your natural right and responsibility to protect yourself to the point that more people who don't have guns see us and then go get them. That's what I want. I want everybody out here to have a motherfucking gun so that it's less likely that somebody who want to come out here and do some harm can come out here and get their shit off. It doesn't sound like I want to hurt people or random people or anybody really, when the goal is to make it so impossible for somebody to get out here and rock their shit that people who want to get out here and offend people in public go, I don't really feel like this is going to pan out for me. It's kind of hard for me to make the decision to do this. How far is this going to go? And you know what's crazy? These public shooters always tend to do what politicians that hate guns need them to do at the perfect times for them to keep on furthering their gun hate that they broadcast before they had reason, and then magically the reason show up. I don't trust that. Staged propaganda bullshit to do one thing, to weaken us so that we look more like other countries so that they can bring us to this one world government bullshit. That is exactly what it is that they want. How come none of these shooters don't never go to no government buildings and no police departments? And two things should tell you something. There's two things you can learn from that observation. Number one, people that feel like me that don't fuck with law enforcement or government at all, fuck them. I hope they all die in their sleep. We don't feel like that enough to go start no fight with them though. I'm not gonna start no fight with them. Is you crazy? Is you crazy? That's the last thing I want to fucking do is go start a fight with them. I don't want to start no fight with them. You can tell nobody does because it never happens to them. Not even from people that feel like me. We don't go do that shit. Nor do these other fucking shooters. They never go do that stuff. I ain't never heard of a successful wiping out of 7 fucking politicians because a fucking shooter said, no, right here we gonna do that shit. And they not untouchable. They're not untouchable. But ain't nobody doing that to them. Because even the people that feel like me, we know that ain't the answer. To just go do that, man, don't ever accuse, suspect, or expect for us to do none of that shit. That ain't never the plot. That ain't never the plan. We got better ways to do that. We got ways to do this and then survive. That is a suicide mission. Don't want to start no fight with them. Not like that. Hell no. But that should tell you something about us and our position that did you notice that never happened to them? Number one. Number two, what that also says is that when you honestly look at how predictable, and especially in hindsight, the gematria exposes these things to be kind of ritualistic, planned. The official story don't never really match none of the other details that we find later. For some reason, this guy Rittenhouse looks very familiar because I seen a class picture about some little kids from way over on the East Coast some fucking way, and Rittenhouse looked like one of the little kids in the class picture, and that's all I'm gonna say. But why he looked like the class picture? He looked like that boy. Where that boy at? See what I'm saying? Rituals, head games, bullshit, mind control. That's what they doing. That's why all of these episodes of random violence never happens to them. It's always to the most vulnerable of us. When they talk about these fucking gun-free zones and all this other bullshit. Schools are no gun-free zones in some of these other places, but how though? I was standing out doing an AR-15 open carry demonstration in the middle of a bright fucking sunny day one day, took off work to go do this open carry demonstration because the weather was so nice. I just had to get out there. I'm out there on the corner, early afternoon. What do I see pull up to a corner 10 feet from me where I'm at? 2 school buses full of kids. 2 school buses full of kids, man. Where's your gun-free zone now? Where is it? Where is it? How you protecting the kids with it? They 10 feet from me. I'm in a public fucking place. I can legally have this shit. Now all the kids out the window like this. Watch me. The school gun-free zone is an illusion. Ain't none of that glass bulletproof. All these school buses go right past all these public places where they can easily see a bad guy that looks like me. I happen to be waving out there hugging people when the kids went by. What person who already decided in his heart that he wanted to do some dumb shit to some innocent kids that they don't even understand what life is about, and he's already in his heart decided to hurt the most vulnerable of us? What the fuck is the school zone no guns on the premises sign going to do to stop him? Nothing. What would happen if he said, okay, I honor that, I just go stand on the corner? How you gonna feel then? Stupid. Y'all dumb. Y'all dumb as fuck, bro. Illusions, man. They had deleted our YouTube when they arrested us, but got back now. I have training videos up. I am a former Marine. People need to start training ASAP. That's what's up, bro. Okay, Rise of the Moors. You got military experience? I like that shit. I need to be trained, bro. Cause I'm a natural good shooter, and I do go to the range, but not like I'm supposed to. And all that standing still, holding your form and shooting at a target that don't shoot back or don't move or nothing, that's whack as fuck. You need more than that. And in all actuality, there's going to be very little time. The fundamentals are important. There's going to be very little time to take your stance and do your... Man, I could be shooting at somebody from around a fucking corner or over the hood of a fucking car, Grand Theft Auto style, all type of shit. And the idea of some kind of social collapse, them fundamentals to be good, boy, but that ain't war. That ain't war. We need some serious training, and not just of handling firearms, but where to put your mind, how to adjust your mind to situational awareness, just acceptance of dealing with what it is that you're dealing with, especially in the idea of social collapse. So the fact that you got that, that history and that understanding, man, bro, we gonna link, bro. I'm glad you here, man. Yeah, Quinn, I know you've been through some shit. You talked to me a little bit before about all the shit that you've been going through with law enforcement and shit, and you got a horrible story, man, and that's proof. And I just put it to people like this, man. Listen, if you want to be a drug dealer, a racist murderer, a rapist, a child abuser, or a child trafficker, if you want to be any of those things and get away with it, get a government job. You got the best chance of getting away with that shit if you was a cop or a senator or something. It provides the best coverage that society has to offer your ass, and that's a damn shame. How we let that happen? For this to be the people that you honor above me and cuz off what though? We way less dangerous than the police. I don't care what you think. You can let your emotions get you fucked up all you want to. If you see us, you should go, whew, I'm glad them not the police. You should be glad to see us and not see no police. Because when you see me, you know I can't get involved in your life at all, bro. The police would be, do I smell weed? State over don't care if they smell weed, but over here they do. And now that cop can get involved in your life. Me and cuz can't do that to you. We can't stop these cars or demand that they pay us about how they driving and none of that. We have nothing to hide behind. We are way less dangerous. Yeah, okay, y'all did an armed patrol in your city too? That's what's up, bro. This needs to be way more common, man. And doing open carry demos and 2A audits and whatever other people want to call it, we're not the first one to do that shit. I've been seeing niggas out here getting together in a black power groups. A lot of people do that. You very rarely see a black man who doesn't come with all of that type of energy getting out here to do it just for the fact that I bleed red and I got a pulse, and that's enough for everybody to kind of join me. And black people do their shit for, not just for black people when they on that black power shit. They do really mean to take on a paternal and maternal role over society that maybe, hey, maybe we deserve that as being mothers and fathers of humanity. But other people have done this, and I just learned from little mistakes that other people made and shit like that. And I come with my own brand. I come out here with the armor and all that. Me and cuz, nobody else. And I bring the message of the hug so that I can defuse whatever manipulation of our intentions that they might try to throw on us later. We creating a track record that we been cool all this time. Don't act like we all in the wrong now when some shit go down, because we ain't never, we mean to do tomorrow what we did yesterday that we already got the hugs and the waves and the love for. We intend to do the same thing tomorrow and the day after and all like that. Every one of these days is supposed to be the same. So if something changes, don't act like we change. We not changing shit. And y'all got to know that. And we come out here with the sign and the hug and AR on the campaign to diffuse all of the shit that we got going on. And we do got our own little special brand of how we do this. But we mean to align with everybody. If you love that gun shit, then you on my side, period. And I don't care where else you came from. But for black liberation, we all know that if our ancestors under slavery would have been able to get our hands on guns, we would have put an end to that shit. This fucking gun is the fucking liberator. And in regards to all of that racial shit, salute to Martin Luther King and what he was supposed to represent. Salute to Malcolm X and what he was supposed to represent. But X wanted to separate from this system, to have our own shit. Martin Luther King wanted to integrate with it because he believed that we all are capable and should be willing to want to work together to make America the melting pot that it was intended to be. Okay, cool, whatever. I say the system that did all this shit to us from all the way back then all the way to now don't even deserve to be there. That's the reparations. If they gave us some kind of cash reparation or land and other things for reparation, that's crumbs compared to what they deserve us. They deserve to give us the entire country. This our shit. And for them to try to pay us off like that and to remain in power, I would feel like that was a shady, bogus fucking trade. They don't deserve to be there. Now, Capitol building is mine. How's that? I don't want your I want the whole DC. I want power and reign over myself and my family as a sovereign and as the descendants of the ancestors who once owned this land. This our shit, indigenous and all that. I don't want no payoff, bro. That payoff don't compare to what you really owe me, and we not fucking letting that get by. If they give us reparations and they stay in power, that's a trick. You know they're not gonna give you the juice, bro. Stop playing. I don't want that shit. I want 10 times more than what they talking about. That's what I want. I want to name a 10 square mile, about the size of DC. The 10 square miles, they supposed to stay their ass in. They're not supposed to govern nothing outside of that. Y'all don't know that. They're breaking laws to do that. But I want the same space, 10 square miles. So I can give 4 of these plots of land, 10 square miles, to each of my kids and name them after my kids. I want all that. I don't want your reparations. I want 4 cities named after my kids. Now, I want all that. Come up off all that. What y'all trying to give ain't enough. You can't be there, and I want all my shit too. And you can't be there no more either. Now, that's reparations. And if y'all not trying to go that far, I love the Black Power shit. I love the movement or whatever. But if you asking for any less than that, you tweaking, bro. You got to know that that's where the power at. They not supposed to be there. Because they give you all this shit in the prison industrial complex and still be pumping and jumping on your ass. Think it won't? Watch. They'll crash the dollar and go, yeah, we gave these niggas all this shit. Woo, oh, American dollar finally crashed. Boom, and then look at you. They'll give it to you and crash it just to laugh at you. As a matter of fact, if they decided to give reparations, I get worried about what's going to happen behind that they're going to act like it's unrelated. That's going to default all the shit they gave you. Well, I think they would give us that shit and crash the dollar. That's what I think. And go, oh man, my fault, man. Y'all was too late, man. It was too late. We tried. Now China owns Idaho and Nevada and Oklahoma and California and Washington and Oregon. They own it now. Get out. That's what happened. The debt is in default. When debt's going to default, what happens? You give up the collateral. What's the collateral? You, because your fucking birth certificate is printed on bond paper. Why your birth got to be on bond paper, on government record, being held by the government against the national debt? There's a story behind that. You got to know that. You can let them rock that shit all you want to. We not fucking going. RPM Trade Vietnam, Javier Gavos and his bitch. Wu Bang boy, get you a fucking gun. 2 guns is 1 gun and 1 gun is none. You got to get more than one. I suggest the pistol, shotgun, rifle, Do like the cops do. That's what they coming with. Don't forget your armor. Armor is a passive way to defend yourself. Armor can't even hurt nobody. You get some armor and some people go, oh, that's kind of strange. Why? Because I'm trying not to be shot? What the fuck is wrong with y'all in this fucking hate and this delusion about how to perceive the gun culture, bro? And fear of what I got going on make you go get a gun, then whatever. Whatever's whatever. Anything to make whatever makes you go get it. Yeah, that's why, you know, Social Security, all that shit. Yeah. What you mean? What don't exist no more? Oh, you don't. Oh. Oh, yeah, like, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. But we out of here. Hugs and love to all y'all. Woo bang. Get a motherfucking gun. Get the extendo too while you at it. Ain't no point in playing no games with nobody. Get as dangerous as you want to be in the idea of defense. Go green tip.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Go green tip.
Yeah.
Get armor.
Big boy mags too.
Big boy.
30s.
Big,
40 or better.
Big 40 round. When I get this 60 round drum for my AR. Yeah. Woo, that shit gonna be hard. Listen, man, the gun thing is fun. It's oh, you don't know about the green tips? Slightly higher velocity. They pierce through armor that you might not expect for it to get through. Most police officers, for example, just an example, they don't be rocking level 4 like what we got. Anything less than a 3+, you better worry. You better worry about them green tips. And as a matter of fact, there's some places that was trying to ban green tips. There's another round too, the blue tip rounds that go in the 5.7, the FN 5.7. There's a few other guns. Ruger got a 5.7 too. It's got them blue tips. They called them cop killers. That's when I first heard somebody name a round cop killer. I was like, what the fuck is you talking about? Then they showed me that round. I went, oh, okay. Yeah, I see Bamboo in the chat. I do see Zach in the chat. Salute to Zach. Saving the fucking world with that gematria shit. Saving the fucking world with that gematria shit. Your English language is coded, motherfucker. Just because you don't know don't mean it ain't true. They tell you about motherfucking Roman numerals, and they told you how it worked, and they explained the game to you, and then you accepted that a bunch of X's, V's, and I's is telling your brain that you see a number. Gematria is the same way. When you see all of these letters in these words, just know that it is a deep, thorough planning of the coding of the English language to have multiple meanings behind it so that they can speak their fucking language to each other while they play God, so that when an event happens across the world that motherfuckers over here might not have exactly been privy to or involved with, they'll know, oh, those are my secret society guys over there running that. We still in control. We still maintain it. And you will know that through the gematria, bro. With the names, the birth date, the death dates, and other events that happen in the world. Even some ritualistic shit that is perfectly aligned with other ritualistic beliefs and cultures and holy books and shit. It all aligns to look like it's all one language, one thing. It's all speaking to each other, speaking together in harmony. It's a rhythm, bruh. If you look into gematria, it'll make you look at Chadwick Boseman's death, which is sticking out to me right now because when it happened, I realized it happened and I remember saying it. But it dawned on me again because I just I just forget that Chadwick Boseman died the same day my son was born. My youngest son was born on the same day. Not the same birthday. I'm talking about the day Chadwick Boseman died is the day my son was born. That day. August 28th of 20. 28/20. That's crazy. Look at his death. When did he die? How old was he when he died? He played Jackie Robinson in a movie. The guy that wrote what was that? some guy did something very special with the Black Panthers or something. He either wrote a book about the Black Panthers or something. But that day is very, Zach is in the comments. He'll run that shit. Hey Zach, if you're still watching, run that gematria shit on Jackie Brown and Chadwick Boseman real quick and put it in the comments for me, please. But it's a lot of special shit going on that day, man. And when you see that happen, you'll go, damn, that's weird. The guy that played Black Panther died on this day that's related to the Black Panthers and Jackie Robinson, but he also played Jackie Robinson in the movie. And what else? Fuck. It'll sound weird to you. And then he goes, the death of Tupac does the same thing. The death of Malcolm X does the same thing. The death of Buddy Holly does the same thing. The death of JFK does the same thing. All of these deaths do the same thing, and it all aligns so well that for you to look at these alignments and say that all of this shit is unrelated and coincidental, you had to be out of your mind, man. You had to be fucking crazy. And at that point that you deny gematria, after you get a healthy dose of example after example after example. There you go, Zach running that shit right now. Robinson equals 43 in gematria. Jackie's, let me see here what this says. Yeah, that's his jersey number and all that. Crazy shit. Panthers equals 43. Football equals 43. The black the Panthers just did some shit where they was all dressed in all black and shit on that day. Like the Black Panthers. Like Chadwick Boseman with, man, come on, man. This shit is crazy. And it ain't enough fucking coincidences in a fucking world to convince me to let all that shit slide. Yeah, LAF, that's what I be on. Yeah, Zach, run that shit. I'm so forgetful, and when I get excited, I be tongue-tied and shit. I'ma really sit down and script write a decoding of gematria so I can sound like Zach. Zach be off the fucking head, no gematria calculator insight. He got the shit memorized. The man is a fucking savant with this shit. There's a gematria calendar that calculator that I keep forgetting to bring up to you motherfuckers. Let me run this by you real quick. Check out Google search or whatever, gematria calculator. It'll give you a calculator that'll do all the math for you. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way up to the letter Z is 26. This is the code. And then run it backwards where Z is 1 and A is 26. That's the two basic fucking ciphers that'll reveal a lot of information to you. But if you go to the gematria calculator, you can run the numbers yourself, man, on all of this shit, and you'll see that the numbers assigned to these letters are painting a numerical code in a ritualistic form to communicate a coherent storyline that's scripted in reality to create your view of the world so that you do and say and act the way they want you to talk and act and shit, bro. You gotta go look into that shit. And when you mix that kind of exposure, what they doing, with this kind of motherfucking energy to know that one day you might have to smoke some shit and you don't give a fuck, you've accepted it. They don't like that. They don't like that because there's two things coming together they don't want you to do. They don't want you to see them clearly. With perfect eyesight, right into the eyes of the fucking dragon. They don't want you to do that. Because then they go, oh man, if they do that, man, you better get these guns. You go, too late. Too late. I see you and I got it. They don't want that shit. So salute to Zach. I will forever align all of the activism alongside gematria. I'll protect Zach when he's in my zone of influence. And if we are anywhere where Zach is at, believe that the man is protected. For sure. Protect that man at all costs. Because he got the skeleton key, bro. And y'all bullshit playing. Gematria is some real shit. And your natural right and responsibility to protect yourself against anybody or anything. A home invader, a tyrannical government, all the same. Invading army, all the same. They all get the same bang bang if they fucking with you and you ain't did nothing. They got to know that. And they got to know that we can see them looking right into the eyes of the fucking dragon, bro. And we come to slay the fucking dragon. You're supposed to tell them that it's over. Because the end result, either way, might be you getting smashed. I don't even know why it matters to you. Because we trying to tell you that they're going to smash your shit. They're going to smash you whether you fight them or not. You at least need to know what they're doing. Call them out on that shit. And be prepared to show them the biggest act of defiance you can possibly show them. While holding a moral high ground above them. Is to not start the fight with them and just turn your back on them and watch what happens. Expose them. Call them out. Deny complying with anything that they ever say and do after you expose them to let them know that you know what's up. Turn your back on them. And when they, excuse me, then you defend yourself. That's the checkmate, bro. For real. That's the whole answer. I think I just saved planet Earth with this shit. Between Gematria and this gun shit, we just saved planet Earth. We gave y'all the juice, bro. Now you just got to take it. The moral high ground, you damn right. We need that. We can't start that fight with them. Because then we got to answer to the fact, well, hey, you started. And in all actuality, they've been started to fight with you. They started to fight with you a long time ago. But we'll give them some grace. We'll give them that little grace. And call them out and tell them what they're doing and then go fuck you and turn your back. Watch what they do. They sore losers, bro. They're not going to let you rock that. Peaceful non-compliance. When they don't let you rock that, you know it's up. Then go for it. Wu Bang RPM, boy, get a gun. This gun shit is for everybody.